that depth of connection, I feel, is so much juicier and satisfying than loads of views and loads of likes, but then everything is fucking superficial. Konnichiwa minasan, kore wa. I just kind of want to clarify what I want to do from now onwards in terms of content. Because originally I started making mostly just comedy stuff, like skits and vines and shit like that. But later on I realized there's a certain level of depth inside of me that I want to express that couldn't have been expressed purely through comedic skits and dick jokes. So at one point I kind of just started talking about shit, about like my life views, my philosophy, my struggles, just sharing, you know, and you know, it's helped a lot of people, I think, and that makes me really happy that what I can say, my experiences can be of benefit to another human being in their journey to become a king or a queen. Because at one point I was like, okay, it would be really cool if I can just make videos for a living, so let's get tons of views, tons of likes, tons of followers and shit like that. And it kind of played out. Like, I did get sponsored to do a few videos. I guess there was a good amount of money that I made from it, but I feel like in exchange for the money I lost a part of my soul. You sold your soul to the devil for the likes and the followers and the ka-ching. Ultimately, it was rather worrying, actually. It didn't feel good. You know, I got to a point where I was kind of like, you know what, I don't really care about the money. Like, I would rather drop this whole campaign and lose all my money than proceed with it, because it feels like I'm not being myself anymore. And because it's like, if you're relying on influencing to survive, then you care so much about your engagement, like how many likes am I getting per post, how many blah 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 blah, and it's like you get so caught up in all the fucking vanity metrics, you know, all the external validation, because you need it so that businesses can look at your page and be like, oh, they are very engaged, therefore I want to sponsor them and give them money to make a post about this and that. And it's like, when it gets to that point and you need engagement to survive, you kind of start making content that is not purely coming from a place of artistic expression, but rather a strategic way to get viral and get views and shit. That shit's ratchet, man. It's kind of it's a ratchet kind of mindset to be in when you create. You know, it's like this over focus on trying to manipulate your audience to get a certain result so that you can sell them shit, so that you can, you know, it's all very like me, self-centered, narcissistic bullshit. And I kind of realized I was doing that, and I guess I didn't like myself very much. Especially after, like, in 2017 there was like a social media awards in Auckland, and I won the best entertainment kind of thing. And like, I felt like at that point I was like, oh shit, okay, this charade is done. My bullshit, I sold it so well that people thought I was genuine. But I didn't feel genuine. And the more reinforcement of that lack of genuinity, it made me feel like, oh, I have to keep being fake. And the prospect of that was really dreadful. So I guess now, with my whole social media thing, I just really want to make content that has impact. Even if it is a skit, I want it to be of something of truth in society, that when you watch it, sure, you might get a laugh, but ultimately you're learning something, or you're becoming more aware of something. It's raising your consciousness in a way to a higher state. And I guess more recently I've been kind of doing more just talks, you know, just philosophical talks about real shit, and engagement has gone like to the fucking shitters compared to, you know, what I was getting in my prime doing fucking influencing and shit. But like, I'm so much fucking happier now with who I am and myself and what I put out online than before, because now what I put out, I feel like it's actually a true reflection of me. So even if only like 5, 10, 50 people like it or whatever, it's like fucking awesome. It's like, holy shit, these 5, 10, 50 people or whatever, they get me. And that depth of connection, I feel, is so much juicier and satisfying than loads of views and loads of likes, but then everything is fucking superficial. No one really understands you. They just have this image of you, this fake facade you've painted so well. You've almost convinced yourself that's who you are, but you're not. You're deeper than that. You're beyond that. I find it so much more satisfying to have a video that perhaps has way less views, engagement, or whatever, but it impacts 1 or 2 or 3 people really fucking deeply. And you know, those 3 people, they came out of that video and they're like, fuck yeah, my life is gonna get better. Rather than getting tons of fucking views on some shitty video that you made. I mean, it was funny and it might have like tickled a funny bone and stuff. And not to say that's bad, I think that's equally valid. But it's not fucking game changing. You know, I don't wanna just make your day. I wanna change your fucking life. And maybe it's not my responsibility to change you or whatever, but I want to give you the resources to the best of my abilities that I know of out there into the world. And then whoever needs it or whoever wants it can take it, you know? And I find that's such a more wholesome way of using social media than purely getting engagement, you know, and building a following and creating this pseudo fame. This is me, you know, this is Tian chatting to you. I'm not trying to put on some sort of persona or whatever, you know, like, sometimes my friends feel like I put on persona on camera and I'm so different, but I'm like, I feel like I'm more myself on camera than I am with, let's say, certain friends. Part of me sometimes worries that maybe long videos aren't great for like Facebook or Instagram or whatever and blah blah blah. But then another part of me is like, fuck it, you know what? This is what I want to do. It fulfills me in a way. And to change my format just to pander to what might be more popular for the algorithm, I feel like is inauthentic. But I do have a YouTube channel where I post all my long videos if you prefer watching it on there. Just waiting. Sometimes I still get really nervous when I do these like talks and there's people staring at me and I feel like super judged, even though they probably don't give a shit. And then I'm like, okay, act natural. Don't try and be affected by them. But I am so affected by them right now. Like that lady watering the fucking flowers in the background. I was like, oh my god, she's looking at me. She's looking at me talking to a camera. She must think I'm insane. Look at this guy talking to a camera with a tripod. What a fucking narcissist he must be. But then after you admit these thoughts, it's like, fuck it. I'm cool. I like me. It is Daijobu. So to wrap up, I guess the only thing left to say again is thank you. I appreciate you. I support you. And I hope you become the king or the queen that is within you, that is within all of us. Godspeed, Shinsoku.